We wonder if there's something that could boost one's mood better than a good comedy show, and honestly, it's hard to find that show that'll give you the perfect dose of laughter. But we're here to the rescue, and in this video, we'll tell you about the 21 most hilarious comedy shows you must watch. So what are you waiting for? Let's dive right into this sea of laughter. First off, we have The Larry Sanders Show. This sitcom came right after the famous show 30 Rock. This series follows the workers of a late-night talk show, and honestly, this is something you'd love to watch if your last favorite show was The Office. We've noticed the dialogues are much funnier than the acting itself, so turn those subtitles on if you have a hearing problem because you don't want to miss out on the jokes. You can find it streaming on HBO Max if you want to watch the series. Next up, there's Monty Python's Flying Circus. If you're someone who enjoys absurd comedy, then we're telling you this one's for you. The British comedy show has its own fan base, although it aired about 4 decades ago. Everything from the Monty Python troupe is amazing, and if you love the movies, this series will surely fill your heart with laughter, so make sure it's on your watch list. You can watch this series on Netflix. Not just that, Superstore should also be on the list. Here's one more for all those who need a show that could fill that office-shaped hole in their hearts. Superstore is a perfect workplace comedy that has almost the same approach as The Office to the comedic genre. The show is full of cringe humor that'll make your otherwise dull day a bit better to deal with. You can watch Superstore on both Peacock and Hulu. Moving on, here's your Mr. Bean dose. We all miss Rowan Atkinson's Mr. Bean because it's probably not coming back, but here's what you could do for the time being. Log into Netflix, look for Man vs. Bee, and enjoy some quality time with Rowan's amazing humor. The series is fully loaded with physical comedy, bringing back the memories of the Mr. Bean franchise. Following up, we suggest you watch American Vandal. Netflix's American Vandal is probably one of the best mockumentaries ever. The show follows the life of teenage documentarians who investigate the innocence of their classmates accused of vandalism. It's more of a satirical comedy and mocks the whole high school and the criminal justice system, making it a comedy show that highlights some significant issues of today's world. Up next is Kim's Convenience, another workplace comedy, but the good thing is it also involves family comedy. The series follows the daily fun life of the Korean-Canadian Kim family that runs a convenience store. Sorry to ruin the ending for you, but it might not be very funny. However, other than that, the overall series is loved by the fans for being a comedic masterpiece. You can watch this amazing show on Netflix. After this, we've got Chewing Gum. We can't deny Michaela Coel's energy and ability to make us laugh. After all, she already has a masterpiece like I May Destroy You on her resume, so if you haven't watched this one yet, you might as well be missing out on a true gem. The series can be regarded as explicit but not provocative and is worth watching if one needs some lessons learned but in a fun way. To watch Chewing Gum, you'll have to log on to HBO Max. For all the self-sabotaging queens, you might want to watch Fleabag. Very few shows follow the messy life of a character with a pinch of humor. The series follows the life of a woman who has a thing for self-sabotaging. It may not be a unique one, but the use of the character breaking the fourth wall and talking to the audience style is just incredible. The first season is our favorite as it's sharp and funny, but the second one is probably the best one. It's hilarious and lets us witness a beautiful love story. The show is available to stream on Amazon Prime Video. Not just that, Community is also an amazing comedy show. With lots of hijinks and episodes that are literal love letters to iconic movies and shows from the past, this show is for those who are looking for some lighthearted fun. The show starts with the story of a lawyer forced into a community college because of his forged degree. However, the whole thing converted into an even more complicated, inventive, and emotional situation. The show is about humor, friendships, and many other aspects of life, so if you're up to watching it, it's available to stream on Netflix. Next is Netflix's Glow. This is one of the comedy shows that's more dramedy than any other on the list. It's considered a show with consistently good comedy and consistent character work. It's not every day we get to watch a funny woman's wrestling show that, along with being funny, also talks about social dynamics. The only sad part is that we didn't get enough episodes of it. Anyway, as mentioned, you can catch this one on Netflix as well. For all the K-drama fans, Mr. Queen is your way to go. The series is probably the funniest one you can find in the entire Korean drama collection. It follows the story of a chef named named Zhangbong Huan who works at the Blue House. However, one day, things change for him when his body transforms into Queen Shiren, who lived in the Joseon period. The show is funny, witty, and lovable, and we assure you, you'll love every bit of it. This one is also available on Netflix. How can we forget Brooklyn Nine-Nine? If you like sitcoms, this one's also for you. The show follows the adventures of people working at a police station, and believe us when we say even its setting in a serious place like a police station doesn't stop it from being hilarious. There's a lot to watch here. After all, the show already has 6 seasons and is available to stream on Netflix. Not to mention, we couldn't leave How I Met Your Mother out. We doubt you didn't know about this one. Even if you haven't watched it, you must have seen a few clips on social media. The show is about a man named Ted who wants to tell his son about how he met his mother. The show takes us to 2005 when Ted and his friends greet the audience. The whole series is genuinely funny, especially for those who love sitcoms. This one's probably one of the best sitcoms so far, so if you have a Netflix subscription, you can watch this one there. Then there's Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. For all the slappy guy fans, this one's for you. Starring Will Smith, the show is probably part of everyone's parents' young adulthood. It's been a long time since the show aired, but it's surprisingly still funny. And thanks to Netflix, you can watch it without having to find download links. Up next, we have I Love Lucy. This is probably the oldest one on the list, yet we can't ignore the fact it proved to be the most hilarious comedy show ever. This one came out in the 50s and is probably still relatable. The series is focused on a housewife who tries different jobs. For those who love classics, we suggest you shouldn't miss out on this one. For tragic humor fans, we've got Peep Show. The show is set in the professional world and is more of tragic humor than anything. One of the protagonists, Mark, is a socially awkward and cynical but professionally stable man, while Jez is full of sunshine even after he fails to become a musician. The two make a perfect pair, and the whole series is full of their fun and funny adventures. The show is available to stream on Hulu. Another one is I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson. If you're not into cringe-inducing shows, this might not be the one for you, but otherwise, we totally recommend it. The unreal and surreal sense of humor is what's worth a watch, and we bet that you'll quote this show with your friends too. It's that good. Moving on, Phineas and Ferb are also on the list. It's been our favorite and will stay like that until the end. Each of its episodes are only about 10 minutes, yet it still offers a full dose of laughter. Watching the two build an absurd building and Candace trying to get them caught is just hilarious. You can watch the cartoon on Disney+. Next, Taxi is another workplace comedy. The Taxi is one of the shows that could stay modern for another 50 years. The 1978 sitcom follows the story of taxi drivers in New York City. The cast is amazing and the script is even better, so this is another one for classic sitcom lovers. You can watch this on Paramount Plus and Pluto TV. After this, you can watch Happy Endings. This one brings nostalgia with it. It's filled with 2010s humor. We can't call it the best, but it's worth a watch. For Ross and Rachel fans, this one would give you similar vibes, so go for it and watch it on Hulu and HBO Max. Lastly, we have The Good Place. This is a recent one. It tells the story of a deceased woman who lived a selfish life, but then she tries to be a better person. The show is hilarious and could put you in a good mood as you go with her through her journey in hell that looks like heaven. Confused? Give it a watch. And for this, it's time for us to wrap this video up. Don't forget to like it and subscribe to our channel for more content like this, and we'll be soon back with more amazing videos.